That's interesting. I guess somebody was illegally they were storing junk cars over here. That's ballsy. There's no point in hitting that button. There's no walk sign anymore. They whacked that one good. Saw me. I mean, he saw me, he just didn't care. That was Dave Grusin doing his cover of Friends and Strangers. I can't remember the name of the guy who used to do the Oasis, but I can't do that voice. I always had fun saying Lee Ritenour. That was the work by Lee Ritenour. Oh, I caught something's attention. What in the world was that? I don't know, but he saw the light and got kind of spooked. So it's old, and it is gang graffiti. It's probably a gang that ain't even around anymore. Unless that's MS-13, but I didn't see the... What is it about that one light they don't want to do something about? sound good.
I was trying to see if I walk by the lake if there's going to be any lake effect snow. Maybe I should call this in. Oh, what marker was that next to? Can't believe I'm actually doing the airports. It's like, fuck the airport. If they really cared, they take my noise complaint seriously. Anyway, I'll post it up there. I ain't gonna make a ticket. They can do that on their own. Okay, so that's what keeps happening. Wow, so the American Airlines Wi-Fi gets a signal all the way out here. That's crazy. All right, well, my glasses aren't fogging up. Kind of illustrates a point. That's a good thing that's a sturdy phone. So maybe that's what's happening is I get a Wi-Fi that cuts in and the camera's not going to lose it up with that screw on there extra tight. So yeah, I guess this is an old video from Baby 501 Goes to Taiwan. That was by the time he met his, I want to say girlfriend slash wife, the significant other. So the question is, does Davey 501 speak Cantonese? I guess that's why he has such strong feelings on Taiwan-Chinese relationships. So what's my take on the whole deal? China can talk all it wants about it being one China policy and all the other BS, but at the end of the day, that flag still flies. And until that flag no longer flies in Taiwan, the Chinese can shut their mouths. You can talk all that mess about it. We'll do this, we'll do that. You do all the soft power tactics. But at the end of the day, that flag still flies. Well, now they don't have any lights on, do they? Well, just those two, like always. No markers on them. Now you notice where the lights are, that's where they got cars parked. It's a weird thing how light like I said, life has duality. It provides safety, but at the same time, it makes you a target. I didn't forget, I just didn't put on. My nose is burning. Because I was like, oh, it's 31 degrees. I don't have to cover up my face anymore. There's two things. This parking lot's completely clean. The other thing is that part is open. You see, he slowed up there when it got narrow. Even. Oh yeah, I'm here to see if the lights got fixed. Let's see, which, yeah, this one got fixed. So they put new LEDs in. So that was the one I called it in twice. Is there another one? I'll check it out tomorrow. This one's still out. Alright, these gloves, they have these two little tips on here, and they boasted on Amazon that these are the finger things that allow you to use your touchpad on your phone. It's never worked that way. No, I know which one it is. Pixar didn't happen. And that's probably why this one doesn't work. Do I really have to take a picture? No. Oh, it works. Okay. I will say this little these little flip things, the cool thing is my hand warmer stays right in it. Same dude, right? I think so. Same dude that was over there earlier. Well, no. Maybe. Got the old tag on, I mean the new tag. This the one with the weekend? Nope. This guy gets around. Yep. I'm about to lose my headphones. Probably need to turn it down anyway. Tell if it's the 8-bit or it's the actual song. I think this is the 8-bit. Hopefully an empty canister of paint thinner. My dad used to buy it in the big giant drums like that. It's back when he used to mix. He's putting thinner in his paint mixture. That was back when he was using lacquer based paint. sometime around the 80s or 90s, everybody switched over to urethane for clear coats. Probably not a good indicator of my cancer-free future is watching my dad mix his paints. Something about his line of work, it was both art and chemistry. When he worked with the urethane, he had to start wearing a smock and gas mask. First he got an Army surplus one. And then I think it was a respirator after that. So you wonder, how do a guy who grows up in a car business family later on wind up hating cars? And I was like, I don't hate cars, I hate driving. Cars still fascinate me. I just don't think there needs to be that many out here. I think the whole thing they sell us on cars is that it's fun to drive, and it's not. You're out there, the wind whipping through your hair, you got the top down, you can mash the accelerator down to the floor and just feel the hum and the surge in speed, and that's not going to be you. You're going to be driving behind that person who's texting and driving at the same time, or she's having a conversation. And I always say she, but the bottom line is she's having a conversation with her buddy, her friend, so not really focused on the road. Not to mention, come to find out that, you know, they design the roads, it's very confusing messages. They make the roads where you can go as fast as you want to, but the environment around you really doesn't let you, or you shouldn't be doing that. You can go super fast down Denton here, but garbage cutters can pull out at any time. People are riding around on the bikes and walking around on the pathway here. Too many random things can happen. But like they talk about with road design, they built it wide and they put a lot of lanes out here. Denton probably should just be a road, but they made it a strode. They tried to make these destinations that people can go to, while at the same time driving down this thing that's really designed to get people up and down the city of Dallas as fast as possible. Would I like to see bike lanes on Denton? Sure. Should they put bike lanes on Denton? Probably not. You know, the funny thing is Denton wasn't always a major, well, this part of Denton wasn't always a major thoroughfare. It was a two-lane road with crappy asphalt and big ditches. And then somebody got it in their head to widen it out. But if you go to the other parts of Denton, it's well, I haven't been down there in decades. If I go back that way toward Lombardy and Denton, I think is still a two-lane shitty road. And ironically, they do have places over there, places of business that you know, try to go to. It's a crappy 2-lane strode. This is about the only section of Denton, once you get past one on a hill, that has sidewalk. And as you're traveling toward Inwood and all these other places, they added more sidewalks over here. I imagine that's because the neighborhood, West Love, probably said something about it. So I'm on the border. This is my region, Northwest. And then as you go down here, right at the intersection of Shorecrest, that becomes West Love's territory. They got their own community group, and they got some people that are fighting. Put speed bumps on, I think it was Roper. And where I live at, people from West Love used to live. they tell me about, yeah, I grew up in West Love, and then some people before that they lived in Little Mexico, before they tore all that down. Why did they tear down Little Mexico, you may ask? And that points back to that whole building a freeway through neighborhoods in Dallas. Is that new? Guess I just never noticed it before. Somebody asked for that, probably. It used to be dark down here. That's why I was one of the first times I started wearing a light. It's just weird that they put these suicide fences up here. I don't know what that was all about. It's the only protection you're going to get from drivers, and it's the only protection drivers are going to get from random pedestrians around here. And it looks so ugly. Kind of wish that some ivy or something had grown along the thing, turned it into like they put like a canopy, green covered canopy or something. Not cloth, but you know, some kind of vegetation. That was my big worry, was going through there at 8 o'clock at night. Can I let my guard down? I don't know. I think what I miss is where Southwest said, hey, we need more parking spaces. Which is ironic. Like I said, you need protection, but you kick the police out so you can build more parking instead of more transit. Build them a new station way over somewhere where they're on the edge of their jurisdiction, and you lose that police power. That was the only cool thing about Bachman, is they had the Northwest Division right there at the on Shorecrest. Any markers over here? Anyway, the city of Dallas. Look at that, a freight train. I'm sorry to all the train nerds that might be watching this. I can't get a clear shot of the rolling stock there. He just stopped. Huh. And brakeman's getting out and doing something over there. Okay. Want to go back there? No. I'm not a big time freight train nerd. It is kind of weird to see them coming by this late though. I mean this early. Usually it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, they're hauling something. Bottom line is now I live in a country where big business is more and more dictating the terms, and big business does whatever the hell it wants without consideration for the people around it. I think the temperature dropped. It was 31 when I started. My BLT 122. BLT 122. You know, I tell them about, well, I mean, they might do something about it. I can definitely tell. Like when I was over there, you didn't really feel that part of Denton is kind of disconnected from the cold of Bachman, and then as soon as I come around here, I'm starting to feel that cold again. The lake effect. these lights to be out. I guess the same circuit went out. Yeah, I'm just happy they cleared that log out. Yeah, baby, I'll charge you. I always wonder, was it a Chinese lady or is it just a computer generated voice? But it's the same one. I had some other wraparound headphones from a shitty Plano-based brand, and they use the same voice. Time is it? Game time. The answer is always game time. It is 21:30. After my whole fiasco trying to get a graffiti taken off that pole in my neighborhood, I'm a little leery about calling in graffiti tickets. Seems like I'm wasting everybody's time with that one. Oh, the smell of jet fuel. Kerosene. Helicopter. Oh, this fell. Okay. BLT 118. I think that everything is so stripped down, so lean in all forms of government these days. They don't have people that just come around every week and just kind of check the park to see that everything's okay. I guess they don't have the manpower for that. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking pipe burst. Did you have to go to the bathroom? No, I'm just checking out that leak. City's going to be busy for the next couple weeks. I see all of these water main, water main breaks, leaks everywhere. Dallas is not built for this. And I can't help but wonder if they're going to later on try to put something in the budget about this. Of course, what did they say about water? Their biggest concern, according to the meeting I went to, their biggest concern really is more along the lines of getting water, not upgrading the pipes. I mean, they are upgrading the pipes in some areas, but heard about groundwater contamination, running out of groundwater, drought conditions. We had these really hot summers. And for a while we were having Spartan springs where there was just hardly any rain. I think last year for the first time they actually had a positive amount. We'll see what happens this year if La Nina leaves us with some new wetness. It's definitely led to some weird winters. Actually, that was El Nino for the 2021. These random songs. I've never heard this one before. It's pretty good though. Hopefully the Chinese didn't turn off my notifications. The replicator. And I can't pronounce. What was that? Rainbow. Rainbow Dragon Eyes. Pretty good. For a minute there, I thought I saw a plane painted in the old Southwest paint scheme. They used to have, they were ugly. They were like burnt orange and red with the white stripe. Very distinct looking, but very ugly. And then somebody said, can we get a splash of some cool colors in there? So they put blue in there. No, I really have been in Dallas a long time. Sometimes I think to myself, well, there are people who've been here longer, they know more than I do, but it's like some things. I grew up in the time period when Braniff was a big player over in this area. Went to school with several kids that their parents worked. Now there's something to think about. There's a couple of guys I grew up with that are my schoolmates that one person, their mom worked for Braniff. Another person, their dad was a pilot. I can't remember, I think he was just in the airline. You can imagine. Dad was a pilot, mom was a police officer. First time I ever ran into a guy whose family was divorced. And that was complicated because I did sleepovers at 2 separate houses. Well, my dad's got me this weekend. I was like, all right. And then I had another schoolmate, her mom, she worked at Delta. And this is during sometime in the 80s, Delta was having a hard time. They kept having plane crashes. So people were making a lot of jokes about that. And the other kids would just tease her about it. Delta had a slogan, "We love to fly and it shows." And people twisted that, and "We love to die and it shows." I don't know if Delta ever recovered from that. Some of the planes used in the World Trade attacks were, I think, Delta flights. There was also Continental. Continental's another mess. And I was thinking, I got relatives that work for the airlines. So airports, yeah, airports and cars. My whole life has been, I mean, I live in Dallas. It's impossible not to have, there's petrochemicals in my blood. I went to a DISD school that was sponsored by ExxonMobil. I want to play this other song again. Well, no, I'll do it later. Right now I got the 8-bit version of Living on a Prayer. That's pretty damn good. Like I said, nothing gets to the ducks. They're out there playing around. lot of them too. Dallas might be one of the only places you go to where people drive around. Actually, it's not the only place. There's something American about that, where people talk about dresses and furniture and guns passed along in families. I've lived my life to where you have vehicles that have been passed down. It's like it's a family heirloom. Dad's truck. But it's called Dad's truck, but after a certain point it was probably Granddad's truck, and it just got passed along. You got a 1972 Dodge truck, your dad had it, you kept it maintained, you passed it on to your son thinks about it, well, that was my dad's truck. Maybe he knows that it was your dad's truck. I'm thinking 3 generations right there. But there might be somebody who knows 5 generations at this point. So we've had 6 generations of cars. We've had them for about, what, 120 years now? Well, nobody's driving around in their dad's Model T. Some cars that you just can't put on the road anymore. But if your car was built in the 70s, all we got to do to here, you ain't got no lights on. It's weird. Then he's turning around. Guess they didn't get his order right, but he still didn't turn on the lights. What do you suppose that's all? I don't know. And you got somebody say, "Why didn't you call that in?" I was like, "Because the Dallas cops don't care." But it is suspicious activity. Like, why? Even if it slipped your mind, like, you see other people, maybe they're not aware, I don't know. One of these days I gotta find out where the missing BLT 110 is, though. That sounds like a hell of a quest. A lot of assholes out here. There's always a lot of assholes out here. Fresh car parts. Oh, look at that. Someone lost their anti-lock brake module. Wow. No, this is a... Wow. Well, that's expensive.